Hi, welcome to Battle Square. We're sponsored by Car Cavern. This is our first video. I'm Matt, this is Dan. We're going to be presenting to you over the next few weeks the new Spira Open. So what we thought we'd do is just upload a few games, a couple decks that Dan built. We're just going to run you through some of the hands and how it went really. So here we go.
I'm not going to say they're finished products just yet, but just a little something I've thrown together.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like the Earth just kind of didn't stand a chance in this matchup.
Don't give it away too early.
I won't give it all away.
Normally, though, you'd expect Mono Lightning to have some sort of
drawback when playing against Mono Earth. You'd think it would stump it a bit more, but we'll just let it watch out, play out, and talk about how it went.
There's some plays that I quite like. They're the only reason I put them into the Mono Earth deck. Obviously, like in most Mono Earth decks, you're going to have something like Yang Ursula.
There are just standard, obviously, cards you put in there, certain combos that are always going to sort of run in that element. Okay, so we go for the draw. Looks like I managed to go first. So, semi-interesting hand, straight into a red mage. Always good, always a good start. Getting into your 2 costs.
I can't see my hand there.
It is our first video, so we will get used to obviously displaying our hands better for you.
I've discarded a Shantoto. It's too early to play a Shantoto. There's a monk there.
Okay, so straight into 2 costs.
Yeah, monk and WRO member.
Good curve.
I like the WRO.
My draw looks interesting. I think I do something here like ditch a 2-cost backup, which I kind of wasn't too keen on doing. You can see I'm really thinking about it.
See, there's a bit later on where I sort of do exactly the same thing. It might have even just been then. I ditched a 2-cost backup to play a 2-cost backup,
which he could have got cost for by playing it into on the next turn. So it never feels good to have to do it, but if you're looking at plays later on, then sometimes you have to kind of bite the bullet. Still deciding. Really can't make up my mind.
There we go. This game's a little bit longer though.
I ditched that 2-cost, play into a Gramis so I can obviously fetch my Alcid. You may as well just call it an Alcid searcher. Especially in Mono Lightning.
Well, yeah. Kind of goes without saying, you're not searching for Vayne in Mono Lightning, are you?
No, definitely not. Although he is a really good searcher for Lightning Ice.
Yeah. But what was it? You haven't played that deck before.
No, this is
Mono Lightning is quite a simple sort of deck to know, but same as Mono Earth.
Yeah, it's worth noting that Dan did construct these decks solely for this game, and we hadn't actually run them until this point.
So there's a couple of misplays,
but we'll talk through all that as we come to it anyway. Here we go. So straight in with the WRO member.
Yeah, I think that I didn't want to have to cost out too much because
it's also a good Alcid bait.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at the time. Like, I know you've drawn into Alcid. I'm not going to put out Yang or Ursula or something.
Okay, so there you go. I put down a Seymour. Looks like I discarded another 7-drop. Tap 2, played Seymour, got rid of that WRO. Top value on the backup.
So it's always handy getting rid of things like well, I say handy. It's better to get rid of a 7-drop early on because you're not going to be playing it early on.
I mean, I imagine with that deck you probably put it in there fundamentally more for the EX.
Yeah.
Okay, so he went into a WRO commander, which is nice because he's got the backup. He knows that Alcid's not going to break it. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Looks like I'm thinking about what to do here.
Always a good idea.
The first game's probably going to run quite a bit slower than the second 2 because obviously, we don't know the decks not that well. It looks like I've tapped 2, so I must know what I'm thinking of doing. Probably just working out what I actually want to discard to do whatever it is.
I think it was at this point I was getting a bit annoyed with your backups being all over the place.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you telling me and moaning at me about it. Okay, so I finally decide, ditch the Orlando, play the Ammon. Not really for the dull effect, I don't think, just to...
It wouldn't make sense.
Just to create some kind of presence, take that early pressure off.
And at that point, my WRO commander's only, what, base power, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, I was probably thinking with the Ammon, at least I'm going to be able to keep him tied down every other turn, just to stop him from attacking. There you go, so...
And across.
And across. Just to balance out the powers.
Yeah, just in case you do try to attack. Mind you, that's not really what Ammon's for, is it? Ammon's there purely for the ability
just to keep people tied down.
But then again, to have a 4-drop 8k, 9k with Lulu, it still isn't bad.
Okay, so I've tapped 2 and discarded an Adia, playing into an Emperor. That's going to stop, obviously, that WRO commander,
which I hated seeing,
being backed up. And then, oh no, it looks like I double thought that one. So maybe that wasn't the right play at that point.
No.
I've got a feeling that the other forward that I had in hand wasn't a damage issuing forward, so it wouldn't have actually pung his forward off of the board. Cheeky little take back.
Mind you, you've also got to be thinking about Shantato at this point.
Yeah.
It's mono Earth. If you're putting out 4 forwards in, or 3 forwards in one turn.
So there, well, you don't want to be hit with a board wipe.
No, especially when I've got 3 backups.
You can see I just passed turn. Obviously 5 cards in hand. I think I just keep. I mean, I've got quite a good presence there. I can keep the WRO commander tied down, effectively putting through damage with Emperor. And then comes Atamos, so goodbye. Obviously, I thought I was being smart. Yeah, I know I can't say that. I think I'm just desperately trying to think of something I can do.
Yeah, I think at this point you're trying to
I think I'm checking just to make sure it's not anything like an active forward. Otherwise I could have just dulled the Emperor down. But obviously no, it's just 1 damage from one to another, so yeah, he's gone. Which never feels great. There we go, see, tying him down, just to make sure he's not up next turn.
Yeah, for when you attack.
Well yeah, I've got Red Mage sat there, so I'm probably thinking if I could bring in some haste.
It's just handy anyway, locking them down, just in case, like, well yeah, it gets you in that sort of frame of mind. Because sometimes you forget, some people forget that you've even got the Ammon there, or the abilities there to use.
Always nice when you can catch someone off guard. Okay, so we're tapping 1 down, discarding, see what that is. Look like a 2-drop ninja, so there we go, we're giving the haste to, what is it, Dorrigan? No,
Dice Dog.
Dice Dog, sorry. So
a Mystic in the in the damage zone.
Yeah, Mystics turned out to be quite an interesting card.
I quite like it.
Deck.
For 2 CP, it's doing exactly the same. Well, I say exactly the same thing. It's doing a decent job, like Deleter, where you're breaking a backup,
so
creating space, and then
being able to remove
really
your cards
useful.
like Rauben, you know.
Yeah, Rauben, Shantoto, it's just really
effective,
useful.
especially when it gives it a power bump for doing it.
3,000, which effectively, because most of the time you're going to have Enacross on field, you'll end up with a 7k.
The 7k body, yeah.
That's where I'm playing.
Oh, here we go.
Vanille into Ingus into a
Black Mage. Yeah.
Yeah, a standard unit.
Top value on that Vanille.
Yeah. I think it's quite a common play in some Earth decks.
Here we go. So I just tapped down that WRO commander again before the turn passed, just because it's a threat again now that Emperor's gone. Let's see what we're doing here. Tapping 4. I've got a oh no, 6 looks like it's going to be in a deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine that's going to remove Ingus.
Yeah.
Just hoping, seeing that he discarded 1 to play 1, it makes sense. Odds of him having that third one in hand is pretty slim at this point. Something horrible's happening when you see someone sweep their cards that quickly. He's second thinking.
Yeah, thinking about it. I can't actually remember. My memory is atrocious. I can never remember. There's me getting rid of a Yang.
No, it's never good.
No.
To play into a guy,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
9k.
Ammon's not doing shit to guy.
Yeah. There's also that new 2-drop backup. I think it's a monk. I can't quite remember. It's monk or black mage. That stops
Forwards from dummy.
Yeah. It's only a 1 CP, 1 Earth CP, and a dull to stop your opponent from dulling one of your cards, one of your forwards, with its abilities.
Which is always handy against ice or lightning.
Bear in mind, summons will still work, but it's quite a good card.
Okay, I think turns on me. Looks like I've already tapped 4. Oh yeah, just changing my costume. I don't know what's going on here.
No. It's almost like we're commentating somebody else's games. You pass turn.
Yeah, so we're back on Dan.
You're dulling old WRO commander.
I'd also like to note our names on screen. There obviously are untapped.in and Octagon names, so you can find us on there. Yeah, on there fairly regularly, I suppose.
I'm not on there as often as I'd like to be. Yeah, there I'm stepping it back because, like I said, I realised that I could stop Ammon from dulling my forward.
And then here realising that the Ammon effect still goes off, so Ammon will remain dull.
So basically I'm playing it in response to Ammon. So therefore Ammon's ability still goes through, but then
it's cancelled. It's cancelled, so Ammon remains dull. His effect is costed.
And there's me attacking with Guy, who's obviously got Brave.
Okay, I've got a feeling there's a big stack here.
Yeah.
So here we go with the Cyclops. Trying to reduce that guy. Really all I'm doing here is trying to bait him into spending more. Because I'm thinking he's going to break that monk, and I know that Dice Dog is only going to issue damage once he goes to the break zone and break him anyway, costing him 2 cards. But then I didn't see this coming.
Perhaps I shouldn't have played it personally. Thinking about it, I should have just let Guy go, because then I still would have had.
But what it done is it kept your presence up, because now you're sitting on 3 forwards and I'm sitting on 2. I know I have Ammon, so it's as good as you having 2 forwards, really.
Yeah, essentially.
But I could see why you done it, for sure.
Thing is,
it's easy in hindsight.
Yeah, you always think about it afterwards.
Of course.
Oh yeah, I should have done this. I should have done that.
I mean, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of plays in here where we're going to wish we had maybe done something different. But it's all a part of the learning curve with the game, especially running 2 unfamiliar decks. I mean, well, I'm quite familiar with Lightning in general.
I'm quite familiar with Earth as well, but my Earth deck, Earth Water deck from Opus 1. I knew that like the back of my hand.
Here we go, tapping into 4. So what are we going to do here? Alright, we're going for an Alcid.
That's when that Titan would have come in handy.
Okay, so if I remember rightly, Dan responds. It's Alcid's entry, targeting Vanille, I think.
Basically, he was being a bit cheeky.
He responds here with making his WRO commander unbreakable. And then I only bring in a Ramser anyway, so it wouldn't have killed him. But it did make him cost, where perhaps he wouldn't have.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Phone going off.
Where are we? Right, so you're thinking about something.
Yeah, well, I've already played the Alcid, so
You're thinking about an attack. You must be.
yeah, I've got a feeling I'm going to tie something down here.
But you've got the Ammon up. But you could probably get.
No, because I've got 2 forwards, they can't attack this turn. Past turn, yeah.
Past turn, yeah. At that point, my resources are all spent. I think I drew into a monk or something. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And she passed straight back.
Yeah. Very few cards. I think I've only got 1 card in hand at this point.
Tapping for it again, always dangerous. You know something's happening. Yeah. WRO commander's gone. That's the black mage. It breaks a forward of cost 3 or less, with the cost of 4 lightning and dulling itself.
No, it's 2 lightning and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, any colour.
And then I played into a gnashu there. Used the Ammon, duck down the Vanille, swing in with the party attack, push through.
There's a Vanille in.
And it's a pass turn.
Damage zone. Yeah, passing turn. What I'm worried about here is Ramser's ability, because for the cost of 3 any colour CP, he can give a FFT Final Fantasy Tactics forward haste, first strike, and 1,000 power.
Obviously, including himself. So
yeah. So that's why I don't attack, thinking, oh, just in case he's got first strike. And I don't want to have to use all my resources again just to defend.
Here's a good one, because you can see I've drawn into some haste here. So I'm thinking I'm going to be able to push some damage through again this turn. See a Hildebrand with gnashu. So see what I do here. I tap 2, discard. Oh no, change my mind, tap 1. I think whatever I'm doing here, it probably doesn't matter. I could have done it in any order. Yeah, because right here I'm going to tap 2, discard 1 anyway, and play an Emperor.
That stops me using Monk.
Yep, so I know that he's not going to surprise me with a power boost, nothing like that.
I think at this point I was hoping to use Monk to stop you from attacking with, well, anything.
Yeah, here, tie down Vanille. I imagine I'm going to push with a party attack or something. No, just Hildebrand on his own.
Because you can bump it up to 10k.
gnashu can give him 2. Lulu's on field.
Is Lulu on field? Yeah, Lulu's there.
So he's effectively a 10k body. They're having a good thing. Yeah.
I was thinking whether to block or not.
Okay, so he's lost Kefka there. You probably wanted that, did you?
Yeah, that. Well, not with Emperor on field. There's no point.
Yeah.
As soon as I see Emperor, after all my resources being spent and a Thomas being spent, not seeing Rauben, I know it's pretty much game at this point 4 points of damage.
Yeah, my board has gone pretty wide. I'm
Yeah.
sitting there on 6 forwards, so it's probably not feel good on your side.
Not really, no. But then again, I'm quite happy that the deck that I built is performing all right. Even if it is, it's all about the pilot. I think whoever's piloting it, you can have a really good deck. If the pilot's bad, then they're not going to perform, are they?
No. Easy to miss things.
There's me going Ingus into.
Yeah, I think you go pretty wide here. So
yeah,
you managed to bulk out. I think you play something else. Yeah. Yeah, so you play into the commander as well.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you've gone from 2 to 5 forwards.
Yeah, which is usually quite good.
I
But
mean,
they're not that powerful.
In one sense, it was probably a relief for me because I'm sitting there thinking, at least I'm not going to get Shantoto'd.
Yeah. Mind you, I probably still would have Shantoto at this point.
Yeah, but you may have done it before.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously.
Playing out those forwards. Okay, let's see. Okay, so 4 drop, I imagine that's going to just take guys straight away.
Yeah, I think it does.
I mean, there's not much value on taking
thinking
away
about-
Ingus. At that point, Guy's kind of like the biggest issue at the moment, I think. Okay, we're trying to work something out here. God knows what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Aren't you just thinking about how you can end game or something?
Yeah, it looks like it.
What can I do to fuck up Dan's day?
Yeah, look, just gonna swing through with a party attack. I don't really mind if I lose Alcid. I don't really mind if I lose a Dia.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna get top value bringing them back in.
And you're playing the long game, keeping loads of forwards active.
Yeah, very defensive, trying to protect my tiebreakers.
Mind you, yeah, protect the tiebreakers. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about. And there you go with the Ammon, Dulling, whatever. It doesn't really matter at this point.
Dulling Ingus.
Yeah.
It's probably only Dulling Ingus to, stop an Ingus breaking, bringing in something else with it again. But I think you went through them all anyway.
Yeah,
by this point, it's just I had not picked up. Okay, so we're going to tie something down.
I think this is when you pretty much end it, isn't it?
No, I know that something interesting happens.
I can't remember now.
Yeah, you'll see. See, I'm thinking quite hard. Let's see what's going on with this field set. So we got
There's me
blocking.
Blocking with WRO Commander.
So Alcid's gone away.
See, I was a little bit confused by
Yeah,
that.
so I attacked with Alcid, and to be honest, I'm not really sure what I was thinking. I should have just gone straight with the Hildebrand. But
Or
I was,
party attacked again with
yeah,
a deer, and because you probably could have ended game at that point. No, in fact, you could have.
yeah. There's always times where you miss
Yeah.
something, and unfortunately, I did there.
I'll take the point of damage there, obviously. Trying to hang on. Did you pass turn yet? You
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, see, that's where I could have just swung twice for game, and unfortunately I missed that, and that is very stupid, but it is what it is.
There's me
And I
just
think,
trying to get a point of damage.
yeah,
That's literally it. For the tiebreakers, that's what it's about. Ah, no, that's not it. Remember?
yeah, and I know what's coming now.
Yeah, as soon as,
So he starts swinging with everything. I'd let one go through. He keeps going. I think, right, it's going to be a Shantoto. So just block. Get ready to wipe everything off.
So you didn't 7-0 me?
No, we didn't the first game. I missed that. So that was just.
Mind you, at this point, there's literally nothing I can do because
I dropped something in. Yeah, it's got haste. It's a game.
you've got red mage on field anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what forward you
Yeah,
get.
it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah,
As long as something came in, as long as I had a forward, it was going to be over.
Yeah.
But you know, Shantato was kind of like the hope, wasn't it?
Shantato was just a little like clinging on for dear life. I think that's happened a couple of times.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I may not have seen that. You know, I may not have seen that coming. Just taking the damage.
Yeah, I think.
And a lot of the time, you notice people do that.
I not that I want to draw make it out to be a bad thing, but I think the more inexperienced players just tend to forget about things like that, or they haven't got a card pool that they can check all the cards and play with all the cards. We're very, very lucky that we've got quite a good card pool, so we can mess around with whatever we want, basically.
Yeah.
Whatever deck.
Starting out Opus 1 definitely helped.
Yeah. I mean, the benefit now is things like Octagon and Untap, where
everything's readily available.
You can just
it's really good. Okay, so we're just prepping up for game 2. I think Dan gets choice, obviously. So let's see how it goes. I know this game goes a little bit different.
Only because I thought I'm going to have to be a bit more aggro here. You can't really be aggro with that.
No, it's a bit hard. It doesn't really have the aggression. The lightning is pretty quick.
It's all about the setup.
To note, I think all 3 games I had to mulligan my first hands. I think all 3 games with my first hand didn't draw into any backups, so I was quite lucky to draw into some in my mulligans.
Whereas chances are I should have mulliganed at least once.
Okay, so here we go. I really like that start. I always like that you can start with Ingus and it can bring in any standard unit.
Well,
so the fact that you can bring in a backup, it's just so it's such good value.
It's sort of also
it just feels good.
It ups the tempo because that is a bit more aggressive. Yeah. I suppose that's probably like one of the more aggressive.
And I just decide I'm not having it.
Yeah, you just screw you, man.
What I do here, I play a backup as well because I had the extra card from going second. I figure all I've done is reset the match, put us both back to 2 cards. You know?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but it's when you're on the receiving end of things like that, it's like, yep, up the tempo. Oh no, you're going to screw me up now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I know I play haste.
Yeah.
So if I can remove that forward, get in a backup, and then play that, it happens. It's like magic.
Especially when you draw into gnashu and Hildebrand.
Yeah.
Like so early on, it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's a very lucky draw. Very lucky draw.
And as you getting rid of my Hecton chair into the damage zone.
Okay, so we see Kefka this game.
Isn't ideal, really. Not for that early on. I would have liked to have at least got one more backup.
Played into a 3 cost or another 2 cost.
But I didn't get anything, man.
You do what you got to do, didn't you? Did you discard a WRO commander?
Yeah. It's misplays, isn't it? Sometimes you just miss things, don't you? The better players will know their decks inside out.
There we go. So I was very happy at that point to see a Ralph go onto the EX and him having no value.
Yeah. Especially at 3 points of damage now. I haven't got any forwards out. See, I quite like. I say I quite like. I don't mind taking a couple of points of damage whilst I'm setting up. But
that's when you want to run a card like Gabranth.
Yeah. That's what I used to run. That's what I used to run Gabranth in my Earthwater deck.
Yeah.
It was really good because it was all about taking points of damage.
It allows you to set up slowly whilst taking a bit of a beating, and then just slap out something beastie.
That's why things like Yang Ursa are quite good as well.
See, Hildebrand has done a lot of work already.
Yeah.
He's already put in 3 points of damage.
Kind of like having a 2-cost Tifa, just boom,
smashing
boom,
someone.
boom. Yeah, trying to. I think.
Okay, so we got Ingus into another backup.
That's not bad. That's not a bad thing to do.
Yeah,
Is it?
I really like that Ingus can just bring a backup like that.
I think
It just feels
there's
good
so many more standard units as well now.
You create resources at the same time as creating a field presence.
Yeah. There's me powering up Ingus with Kefka. Breaks Hildebrand.
And me thinking, oh well, at least Ingus is gone.
No.
Yeah, see, I'm pretty sure right here what I do is play into a Black Mage 2-cost backup, the 4k power reduction from Opus 2, and I'm thinking, yeah, goodbye.
And there's me just politely saying, no,
Yeah,
that's
Dan
not
has different plans.
Yeah.
So
That time, Titan was actually pretty useful. There's me. I've got the upper hand for once. I've 4 backups, 1 forward. He's got.
I mean,
I've got 2, 3 backups.
From that turn, I can only be happy that my primary source of trying to destroy the forward was playing into a resource.
And there's me getting Enacross out. I discarded Enacross to play an Enacross, which I probably shouldn't have. I shouldn't have done though, because I had 4 backups. I should have just played Enacross out with the backups. But I always like to leave a little bit of response.
Yeah, obviously, always. Here we go.
Hildebrand again.
See, this guy does a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, I really hate the picture on the card. I just think he looks like a div.
That's one of those things that they should definitely make an alt art version of.
But yeah, he's a wicked card. He puts in so much work.
And that's the thing as well. Most of the time, he wasn't getting any damage. He wasn't taking any damage, so he wasn't returning to the hand. His ability,
he was just there.
Yeah.
He was just there doing the work.
This is when Pellinor would be quite useful. Putting Pellinor to deal 1,000 walk forwards. And it's going back to your hand all the time. But then it comes back out with haste again.
Yeah.
There's drawbacks.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a really cool card, actually. Right, let's see what's going on. So playing into a red mage. Red Mage is another one of those cards, can just do loads of work for you. It's so many times been a win condition.
Towards end game. There
we go. Idea. Just to change the game.
Again.
Yeah.
But that's what Idea is good for. She's good for her S ability as well, but she's good for just getting rid of pesky cards.
Yeah, I mean, I had a game recently where my opponent played an Idea onto the field. Next turn I managed to issue a point of damage. He hit an Idea on the EX.
Ooh.
So it didn't feel great losing 2 forwards like just that quickly over 2 turns. But yeah, she's a pretty cool card.
6 cost though, so it's...
Yeah, you're basically effectively paying 1 CP per 1,000 of her power.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have expected to have seen her with a bit more power at 6 CP, but with that ability, it sort of stops her from being.
So what's happened here? Have I played in Dice Dog with haste?
It would look like it.
So right, we're on to you again. So let's see.
Me thinking about how I'm going to cost it. That's one thing that I don't really like, is when people untap their cards and I had to play Ursula because I didn't really have any other forwards. I think the only other forward I had in my hand was a 6 cost vanille, and that really isn't the sort of thing that you want, especially with nothing to bring in with it. Well, no, I could have brought in Ursula.
You weren't actually holding up a Neil.
I think I was.
That might have helped you.
Yeah. The thing is,
Okay, so there we go. Obviously,
Sweet.
I had game, and that's it.
I think I gave up a little bit at this point.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Point.
We just wanted to see the third game at this point. But yeah, I mean, they're semi-interesting matches. I think Dan had a bit of bad luck because it wasn't a good matchup on his part. The Lightning.
For some reason, like I thought at the beginning, even you thought it as well.
Yeah,
it was going to be quite a good matchup. Like my Mono Earth was going to sort of trump.
Yeah, I mean, I always think about cards like Titan, Golems. All of those power increasing abilities, but yeah, there's no golem, so obviously that was one less worry. But I just think, you know, every attempt to break something, there's usually something stopping you somewhere.
Yeah, that's what Earth's good for.
Also, things like Yang, Ursula, they're just a constant problem. Obviously,
then you got your 4-drop Odin.
Yeah,
get rid of.
We've got the Odins, the Alces. It actually turned out to be a really good matchup for the deck that I was running. Here we go. Anyway, shuffling.
And you were quite happy about that shuffle again because you dropped an Odin on the top.
Yeah, I dropped an Odin whilst I was shuffling and noticed the other one at the bottom. So, luckily I could carry on shuffling that.
These decks are on FFdecks.
We'll provide links in the description.
Any comments, any suggestions would be greatly received. I wouldn't say I'm the best at deck building, but I do try.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy playing the Lightning. We did realise that there are some cards worth switching out, so if you did look at it...
There are going to be some changes. I will be changing the deck slightly later on. But I thought I'd let everyone see the decks first.
It's worth
as they are. I've already changed some actually.
Okay, so it looks like Dan gave me turn 1.
Yeah, first turn you get a gnashu out.
Yeah, which is obviously exactly what Dan wanted to see.
Yeah, great. Pugilist. I can't even see
a monk.
Yeah. Lulu. That's brilliant turn 2, really. It's what you want.
I've got a feeling I drew into that as well, so it's quite a lucky draw. Like I said, I was kind of mulliganing every hand, and
there's me thinking, what should I do? What should I do? And there's me going for exactly the same thing.
Yeah, so we noted earlier that it looked like you got unlucky because you drew into a WRO member on his own. Discarded him because he was too early to play the monk, and then drew into the WRO commander.
Yeah.
Obviously, it is a bit early to start setting up a forward combo, but it never feels good to see your cards come out in that order. It's kind of like discarding an Alcid and drawing into an Onion Knight.
But it's worth noting that.
Yeah, I think
you've got to get to know the deck first. You've got to get to know how to run it exactly.
At this point, I think we're talking about Orlando and the fact that throughout the entire 3 games, he really just didn't see any play. There was only one backup. What was it in the Lightning deck? Magus.
Yeah.
To ping that can ping something for 4k to bring Orlando in
for 4k.
Yeah, that would allow Orlando to actually come in to issue damage. So, I mean. Orlando would be a switch out straight away.
It's worth noting it is a good card, but in
this specific build, he kind of had a place, but it just wasn't strong enough.
I think the only reason I really thought, I'm going to put that in there because of Ramsar.
It was the Final Fantasy Tactics theme that he was sort of going for. So
not quite. It was just a little extra buff.
It made sense as a choice it just could have done with something like a 2-drop ninja, maybe to be able to issue a bit of damage, or Rigby.
Yeah, to get better value.
Yeah, to get better value on the card. So there just wasn't enough to support him. So here we go, second forward's an Emperor, and I'm probably thinking he's going to get broken. Because he is just like a massive target. As soon as he's on the board, it's like everyone just wants him dead, and it's totally understandable.
The Emperor just seems to shut so many decks down. There are loads of ways of dealing with him, but there's also loads of ways of keeping him on field.
I really find that since Opus 4, he's kind of a staple. Because it shuts down most monsters pretty well. It does. It just shuts them down.
Near enough.
It shuts down so much. There's no point. Everyone knows Emperor is just a strong card. So we're at 3 points of damage for Dan already.
I like the way. Yeah, already.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I mean, you're clearly taking your time just to set up your field.
Yeah. That was the general idea. I was thinking. I can't remember. I think this is the play that I was going for. Yeah, this is what I really wanted to do. I wanted to show on video as well, just because I love the play. Vanille into Yang into Ursula. That, in my opinion, is the
worth
nuts.
taking 3 points.
I just to say that he did it.
Yeah, and then you can see then he ditched his hand to play the Raubin.
Yeah.
To remove the Emperor. As I said, he was just going.
I'm not being funny. Most of the time, that's going to be a good setup. It's going to be a good start.
But it's just hard to see that in my hand I'm probably holding Alcid Onion Knight.
Yeah, I know. I think I said it to you at the time. I knew that it was coming. I'm not stupid. And Yang's going. I think you were contemplating doing something else.
I was contemplating. I can't remember what.
I can't think why. Yang's the obvious target, really.
Yeah, it's just past turn. So
yeah, there's no point in attacking. I've still got Vanille there to
safeguard
possibly.
yourself. And then obviously Emperor was gone, so abilities play.
Yeah, I think at that point all my backups were dull. Mystic. See, I quite like Mystic just because it's underrated, I think. Standard unit, works with Ingus, works with, like Vanille into Ingus, into Mystic, or any sort of standard unit.
And then obviously you've got the new card from Opus 4, which is buff 2k by standard units. What's his name?
Are you talking? You're talking about the Opus 5 spoiler?
No, the Opus 4 2 cost that you run in that deck. Pugilist.
Oh, Pugilist. Yeah. He gets buffed up by all the standard unit forwards by 2k. That was quite that was another idea for the deck.
I mean, the play wasn't really seen much in these 3 games, unfortunately.
But it all depends on your matchup. If I was playing against another heavy setup deck, then
you got time.
Yeah,
for those.
We're both getting time to set up, and not against such an aggressive player as Matthew here.
Okay, so I think I'm just discussing
a
play. I don't think I've actually declared an attack. I'm just talking through a play, trying to work out some kind of a slightly technical ruling issue.
You were thinking about how if I was to buff Mystic,
it's the
with
response,
Monk, and then use
how the stack works.
Raubin,
yeah. So in the end,
I can't remember exactly what you were thinking.
No, I don't know if in the end I do actually go for an attack here, but it would be quite a daring one if I did. I think I do, and it creates a large stack, doesn't it?
Yeah.
or I'm just completely thinking of another play.
No.
Yeah, look, see, yeah. So no, I'm playing costing 4.
It might be afterwards.
No.
No.
I really can't make my mind up, man. Okay.
Black Mage, Mystic.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So yeah, this is quite a big stack. So I start by reducing the Mystic.
And there's me trying to tell him to hold fire because
yeah,
I haven't quite decided what I was going to do.
So to know Mystic's ability, if you remove a backup, she gains 3,000 power. So you're going to see Dan swiftly remove Rauben. Standard. I mean, I anticipated it.
So we couldn't quite work out exactly how this would all go.
Yeah, we were trying to talk about stated powers, printed powers compared to the buffs. So in the end,
so it went down to 4. It went down by 4, but she Mystic was already on 4,000, I think.
Yeah, she was because of Enacross.
Yeah. And then no, I don't think I had Enacross on the field.
Yeah, I've literally just pointed to her. Yeah. So effectively, at the moment, she's broken.
And then I buffed it back up to 3,000.
So
with her ability. But for some reason,
yes,
I had a bit of a brain fart. I thought that Enacross ability buff would still happen, but
to be fair, I'm not entirely sure. The more
I don't know exactly how that would work.
The more I think about it, I don't know if you buff her by 3k, if the Enacross still bumps it by another, so it would put it back up to 4, or whether because of the 4 reduction, it only goes up by the further 3. I suppose because it's not re-entering the board, it would probably only go to 3, which is the conclusion we come to. And I play Cyclops,
which,
you know.
Yeah, it's just like or whatever.
So we can remove that Mystic, or can we?
That was when I used Monk, I think. Why did I use Monk?
Okay, that was to declare, so that he could declare the block with the other forward. He played Monk, I think, on the Vanille.
Yeah. And
so to put it back up to its standard 9k.
Then you used Rams's ability.
Yeah. Then I ditch my hand, give Rams a first strike because I've got Lulu on the board. He gains a K plus a K for Lulu, putting him at 9. So yeah, it was a not a massively complicated stack, but one that you want to pay close attention to as you're going through it.
Yeah.
So
me thinking, yeah, what's the point? I've got
yeah.
Ursa on field. I don't want to just give all. Yeah, there's me trying to get another point of damage. No, thinking about it. No,
better not.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
think that was because it's because I had Shantoto in hand.
Here we go. So in comes Amon.
Yeah, it's game.
To dull the Ursula. He has the Black Mage backup, so he can cancel that.
Yeah. But then it doesn't matter.
You're going for a party attack. 1 point through.
Is this when you?
No. You do something. We go for attack. Get the block. We don't have haste on the Amon, so we pass turn.
I know what's coming.
Yeah, and then he does it.
Yeah. Working out what to get rid of.
There we go.
Just to try and
just in case.
Again.
I think we managed to get like another couple turns out of this.
Yeah, I can't. Again, I can't quite remember. If it didn't happen 2 minutes ago, I don't remember.
So I've got a feeling that turn I just drew into 2 backups as well. So I pass.
Yes, guy.
Okay, yeah, I remember exactly what happens.
Yeah, we spoke about it just after.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. For the tap 3, playing the Gramis, i.e. Alcid Searcher.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking, I'm waiting. I didn't expect what you were going to do next, if I'm honest. I suppose at that point of the game, there's no point.
It made sense.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to hang around.
No.
I'm just ditching out.
Yeah, that's
Great
what I
Al
wasn't
Cid,
expecting.
Onion Knight. And now it's forcing him to produce a forward.
Yeah, which I think I already had it in hand. It's just, yeah, I love it when this happens. Guy, hello.
Yeah, get rid of a problem, recreate the problem.
It's not really a problem. Not when you.
No.
I've got a block. All you've got to do is party attack.
Okay, we know what's going on here. We attack 3, play into Hildebrand, declare attack, buff him by 2k, has to block.
Yeah, you didn't even need to do that. You could have just party attacked and then.
Either way.
Yeah,
it leaves me with 2 forwards.
Yeah, just in case. At that point, it's not really just in case, though, is it?
So
I think
that's it. You see, he's got the Titan, but
I had the Titan.
No real
It
effect.
wasn't going to do anything.
No, not at that point. So there we sweep. But that is our first video.
Yeah.
So we'd just like to say, well, thanks for watching it.
We haven't really. Well, we've never done anything like this before.
No, it's first time. So we've got some more content coming along. But the next main thing will be the Spiro Open. We'll be recording the feature matches and updating them with a small commentary, just discussing the games.
Hopefully, we don't mess around too much, and you don't get bored of us too much. And yeah, we will be getting more content for the Battle Square, our own content via Twitch and other mediums.
But in the meantime, if you could just check out the group and give us some likes, say hello, that'd be great.
Cheers.
Cheers.